So, I genuinely think that one of the hardest things to come to terms with when you are going through a custody battle with someone that you believe may be a narcissist is that you are fighting for the one thing that you love the most in the entire world against somebody that you know deep down does not want your child. And I'll say that again. Deep down, a narcissist does not want 50% of the parenting responsibilities. And a lot of times you will find out that they're just handing those responsibilities off to anyone and everybody that they possibly can if they do succeed and getting 50-50. And so that's one of the hardest things to go through when you're going through a custody battle is knowing that your child, who you love more than anything in the world, and who you do have the time to be able to be with that child, that now this child is being taken from you because this parent is coming off in the courtroom as, they have this undying desire to have their child 50% of the time. Deep down, you know that their schedule doesn't allow for it, or even their desire to be a parent or have those parenting responsibilities doesn't line up with it. It doesn't align with who they are as a person. But they always have ulterior motives in how they are going about doing this. And that is what the most heartbreaking part about all of it is. A lot of the ulterior motives generally do have to do with child support. I hate to say it, but a lot of the times these people do not want to have to pay child support. They feel that any amount that they are ordered to pay is now funding your life. They can't wrap their head around the fact that this is a child that does have responsibilities and that has needs, and that actually you have to pay to support this child. They can't wrap their head around it. They think any amount of money that they're giving to you or that they're going to be ordered to pay you is going to fund your lifestyle. The other thing is, if they know that you genuinely just love being a mother, what's the one thing that they're going to fight for in the courtroom is to take your child away from you. And the most heartbreaking thing is being in a courtroom and sitting across somebody who you know deep down does not even want your child the amount of time that they're asking for. That is truly one of the hardest things that you're going to experience, because deep down, you know, this person was not even present when they had the chance to be a present parent. But now they're portraying themselves in front of a stranger, aka the judge and their attorney, that they are just this undying, loving, just dedicated parent. And you know that is all a false representation of who they are. It is so hard to witness this in real life. I cannot explain that. If you feel this, you are not alone. So many people have gone through the same feeling. And unfortunately, there's really not much you can do about it if this is the way that they're going to continue to fight you in the court system. One thing that you can try to have implemented in your court order is that you get first right of refusal. So if they are unable to pick the child up from school or take the child during their parenting time, or, maybe they work where they represented to the court that they were able to do actually the schedule that the court has allowed them to do, but they really can't. And so they need extra help. You can put in your court order a first right of refusal. However, somebody that is a narcissist, they are generally not going to follow that court order. It's very, very hard to implement this because they are going to catch on pretty quickly that every single time that they end up trying to ask you hey, I can't pick the child up from school today, can you do it? You're more than likely going to be documenting that, and then you have proof that they can't even take the child on the time that the court has given them that parenting time. And or they already know that it would make you so happy to be able to have that, ability to go and pick them up. So what's the one thing that they want to do? They want to take that from you. And so they're generally not going to follow through on the first right of refusal. It is something that you can put in there, and then you can just document every time the child is telling you that they are with grandma or a girlfriend or somebody else. However, this is just something that's really hard because the court doesn't see anything wrong with grandma picking the child up from school or doing homework with the child or literally taking over all the parenting responsibilities. So All you can do is, at least if this is a stipulation within your court order, is you document it and, you just let the court know, look, this is who the child is really spending the time with. And I, as a mother, have the ability to be with my child. And I would like more of the parenting time if I am able to be with my child. But I mean, just know you're not alone. This is just one of the most heartbreaking things among so many others that are just really very hard to go through when you're going through a custody battle with somebody that is this downright evil, is because they actually thrive off of taking the one thing away from you that you love more than anything in the world, and that is your child.